years later are you able to gather for this kind of conversation, as you well know? We're going to go to some audience questions in a minute, so I think there are some microphones. I can't see any of you, so I'm going to trust there are microphones. I'll line up for them if you could. So how much is Starship Troopers in your life day to day? Do you often get...
Oh, that's better. Hey! Hey! Oh!
How often do you get a quote quoted at you, references? Is it an everyday occurrence or what?
Yeah, that's it. It's an everyday thing for me. I have somebody yell a quote at me. A lot of them aren't ones I said in the movie, but they yell at me with the enthusiasm as if they were. And I just do it. My kids have grown up with people going, kill them all! Oh, I'm so sorry. And I'm like, no, don't worry about it. I love it. But my kids are like, that's not normal. But it was normal in my family. I mean, I still get it today. People come up to me and they're just like so enthusiastic. And that's awesome. So I love it.
I had an infestation. I had an insect infestation at a little lodge that I had rented, and the exterminator came and looked at me and says, "I'm just here to try to kill some bugs, sir." You're fucking brilliant, dude.
That is awesome.
Heard that before.
That is so awesome. I was at my house in Tarzana after the film came out, and the guy rang the doorbell, and I was up on the steps, and he was looking down, and he looks up the door, and he was the Terminix guy, and his name was Johnny. And this big black man, and he opened the door, and he goes, "Oh my God, it's you!" And I go, that's funny. He goes, "My son and I, we're the biggest fans." And I go, "Where's the camera?" So yeah, I love that. That's so awesome.
Yeah, just try to kill some bugs, sir. Okay, good.
Yeah, and
They're in the fucking kitchen. Just take your time.
Who do we think had the best death in the movie? You've already nominated your own. Dina, what do you think?
The best?
That's what I'm...
Who would you guys see?
Yeah.
Would you? Ironside?
Best death scene in the
Ironside
film.
was
I'm
pretty
hearing
good.
some for you, no? What do you...
I mean,
Michael,
they-
do you remember?
Xander was pretty
What do you
good
remember?
because Michael,
they were all devastating to me.
would you say that Xander had a good death because they?
I don't remember my death scene.
But do you remember Xander?
I can't hear the fucking question.
Xander. Come on, see, you have to.
Hey, Casper, stop yelling into the
Getting him
fucking
to
mic.
say it, trying to get him to say it, guys.
It's a microphone.
Thanks, Mike.
No, it's not gonna
These
happen.
kids, you know.
One of us.
Only yours broke hearts.
It's not failing miserably.
She wanted you to say they sucked his brains out.
Yeah,
That's
did
what
get
you
that quoted to you?
No idea what the question is now.
They sucked
It's
his
okay,
brains
it's
out.
okay.
I was trying to get you to say they sucked his brains out for the audience.
I didn't understand
He
that.
sucked his brains out.
It's okay.
Sucked his brains out.
There is a mass ask for you to say they sucked his brains out. Don't kill the messenger. I'm just telling you, they want you to say that line.
That was an homage to Scanners
It took way too long.
that
That was
the
hard.
writer put in the
I'm
film.
sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I tried.
We did that line in the film. It was actually an homage to Scanners, to David Cronenberg. I'm going to suck your brains out, everything you are. It's going to become me, brothers should be close, don't you think? So they put that, suck his brains out. You know, it was, and I remember saying, really? You want me to do that? And Paul goes, just do it. And I was like, okay. You asked about death scene. I don't remember my death scene. It was like 105 degrees
Yeah,
that day.
yeah, it was very
They got me in a Formica pit, you know, so the sun would down beautifully, Paul said, and I'm in this contraption where I'm standing in it, and I got these false legs, and I got heat stroke, and I don't remember the actual death. Do it, Rico, do it.
Yeah, he said, yeah, because he said to me,
I don't know what to do.
he goes, what do I say? And I told him, and then he just said it.
Yeah, I couldn't remember, damn. I just remember being really hot and waking, kind of coming to in an emergency room with IVs and everything in me. I got 2 days off, though.
It was a shocking day because I was watching him, and he'd been my mentor, like we said. You know, I still hear his voice a lot in my life in acting and stuff like that. But watching him in that was not a fun thing because I thought, well, at first I thought he's just doing a great job dying, but he really was. So he was, you know. And then when he didn't know the line, I knew there was something wrong because he always knew his shit. So he's never once, but he's just, what's my line? And I told him,
I'm method trained.
and then Dina knocked herself out. I know she's a knockout, but she knocked herself out.
I did.
So I was down 2.
Yeah, it was
One
it was a hard scene because we're pulling him out with no legs. We're in unstable vermiculite. It's hot. The sun is shining, and I pulled him out, and I kind of lost my footing, and I smacked my head on the ground, and I was like, good night. And I also got
Yeah, those suits didn't breathe. They were made out of Kevlar, and mine had footies in it, so you didn't even have like. At the end of the day, they used to turn it upside down and pour all the sweat and shit out. And they were not the easy. After 6 months of shooting in this wardrobe, you didn't look forward to going to work. You know what I mean?
Did all of you
Absolutely.
Did all of you go through the famed like Dale Dye boot camp experience? And this, you guys probably know Dale Dye. He's like the best in the business at doing what he
Not me.
does.
Yeah, we had about 2 weeks of training before we started shooting. But the first night was the fun night.
Oh my God.
We were going to camp out for 2 weeks to really, learn how to be tough soldiers and not these prima donna actors from Hollywood. We were going to be he was going to train us, and we were going to be like badass soldiers. And the first night that we were going to camp out, we had our spring ponchos that we used to make our hooches, which is a tent with sticks and the poncho, and now we've got our cover, and we've got our spring sleeping bags, and that night we say goodnight everybody, we're doing this, we're eating our MREs, our meals ready to eat, anybody that's been in the military, and we say goodnight, we'll see you in the morning, we go to sleep, and about 2 o'clock in the morning, I feel like these cold shards of glass hitting me in the face sideways. Like, what is that feeling? Like, we're in the middle of Hell's Half Acre, there's no light, there's nothing, and there's like cold ice pellets hitting me in the face. We all get up, and it's a hailstorm. And we've got our springtime sleeping bags and our little, anyway, so it was like an emergency, we got to get out, we have to get to some shelter. Denise, and you were helping with Denise, weren't you? We were out up on the bar.
With Casper came to my tent.
Yeah, and then we went up to the cafe on top. We waited.
Oh, well, first we had a sleepover. Me, him, and Jake.
I want to hear more about that.
In the middle of them. Yeah, no, we had a slumber party.
All right.
I had to, so I wasn't supposed to be at the boot camp, and I begged Paul to let me go, and I was able to go. So, but I stayed where Dale Dye and Mike were, like, I was separated from everyone else.
Because mobile infantry and fleet don't mix.
Yeah, they don't mix.